The sky over Earth darkened, not with clouds, but with massive shapes moving silently through the upper atmosphere. People across the world froze as enormous alien ships, gleaming black and silver, hovered in orbit. Panic spread quickly. News channels reported a fleet of unknown origin. Governments called emergency meetings, and military satellites tracked every movement. It was the largest threat humanity had ever faced. Yet, in the midst of chaos, one person remained calm. Leora Valen, Earth's lead diplomat and strategist, stood on the balcony of the United Nations headquarters. Her long hair flowed in the wind as she observed the ships with quiet confidence. She didn't shout. She didn't panic. Instead, she smiled just a little. Inside the council chamber, world leaders argued fiercely. "We must launch our defenses now," shouted one general, banging his fist on the table. "We can't negotiate with them. They outnumber us 10-1. A senator spoke next. "We should respond with caution. Diplomacy might save millions." Leora raised a hand, silencing the room. "I know exactly what we need to do," she said calmly. "And we are not as powerless as you think." No one really understood what she meant. Some whispered, "She always has a plan," while others wondered if she had lost her mind. A massive holographic screen lit up the room. On it appeared the Galactic Empire's envoy, towering silver-skinned alien with glowing eyes. It spoke in a language that no human could fully understand, but the message was clear. Earth must surrender or face total destruction. The ultimatum left no room for negotiation. The generals and politicians grew frantic. "We're doomed," one cried. Leora, however, simply smiled wider. She turned slightly, her eyes scanning the room, then spoke. "It's finally time." Her voice was soft, almost too calm, yet it carried a weight that silenced the arguments instantly. Outside, millions watched live broadcasts of the confrontation. The world waited, holding its collective breath. People on the streets pointed at the sky, children clung to their parents, and soldiers gripped their weapons tightly. The sense of fear was almost unbearable. Leora stepped away from the balcony and entered a secure chamber below the building. There, a small team of trusted aides awaited her. Each had been trained for decades in secret, preparing for this very moment. Scientists, diplomats, and strategists worked together in a way that even Earth's leaders could barely comprehend. "Leora," said one of them, a young woman named Mara, "the Empire's fleet is massive. Are we really ready?" "We've been ready," Leora replied. "For decades. Humanity has secrets they cannot even imagine. And now, the galaxy will see what we are capable of." Her team exchanged nervous glances, but trusted her completely. Leora's calm demeanor inspired them. She had faced situations far worse than this before, though no one outside this room had any idea. Meanwhile, Earth's communication networks picked up strange signals from deep space. Scientists were unsure what they were, but Leora recognized them instantly. Her eyes sparkled. These signals were a sign that the galaxy itself was about to change. In the background, viewers at home watched her face on screens everywhere. If you are watching this, now is the perfect time to subscribe to this channel to follow the full story of humanity's first contact with the Galactic Empire. She thought silently. Every moment would matter in the days to come. The alien ships remained in orbit, unmoving yet threatening. Suddenly, one of the Empire's scout ships detached and descended toward Earth. It landed in a remote desert, and the hatch opened slowly. The beings inside were unlike anything humans had ever imagined, tall, armored, with eyes that glowed like molten metal. Leora had anticipated this. She already knew how the first contact would go. Her team prepared, ready to greet the aliens, to speak their language, and to act in ways that would surprise even the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. As the sun set, painting the sky with streaks of red and orange. Behind the dark alien ships, the world watched in silence. Fear gripped them, yet hope glimmered faintly. Humanity was on the edge of a moment that would change everything forever. And Leora Valen smiled, knowing exactly what had to be done. "It's finally time," she whispered again, her voice almost lost in the wind, yet carrying the weight of a promise that the universe would never forget. The first chapter of humanity's galactic story had begun, and for those brave enough to stay with it, the adventure would be unlike anything they had ever imagined. The alien scout that had landed in the desert moved with a precision that seemed almost mechanical. Its metallic limbs reflected the dying sunlight as it scanned the barren land. Meanwhile, thousands of kilometers away, Leora Valen remained calm in her secure operations room, her eyes fixed on the live feed. Earth's military scrambled jets, tanks, and drones, but Leora didn't panic. She knew something that no one else did. Humanity's true strength had always been underestimated, not raw numbers or weapons, but intelligence, adaptability, and ingenuity. "Leora," said Mara, the young aide who had joined her team in Part 1, "the generals are demanding we attack. They don't understand that? That we don't have to fight this way." Leora turned to her. "They don't see the whole picture. They never do. Wait." She pressed a series of commands, and a holographic map of the alien fleet appeared above the table. Tiny red markers showed the Empire's main ships, while blue dots represented Earth's limited forces. But hidden among the blue dots were smaller, secret units that no one outside this room knew existed. Small, fast, and highly advanced, they could outmaneuver the Empire's massive vessels with ease. "Where did these come from?" asked one of the generals in the room, confused. "From the past," Leora replied. "Earth has been preparing for centuries, in ways that even the galaxy's most advanced civilizations cannot detect. Now we are ready." Her team exchanged glances. Each member had been trained, enhanced, and prepared for this exact scenario. Engineers whispered about stealth technology. Scientists explained alien energy signatures, and strategists debated the Empire's weaknesses. But Leora held them together with quiet confidence. Suddenly, the alien scout's movements changed. It activated a strange device, emitting a pulsing light that spread across the desert. Sensors in Leora's room detected the energy. It was unfamiliar, powerful, and potentially dangerous. "This is what I've been waiting for," Leora murmured. Mara frowned. "Waiting for what? Are we sure we can handle it?" Leora smiled. "We don't just handle it. We use it." Hours passed as Earth's teams tried to understand the signals coming from the scout. Scientists couldn't decipher them. The military only saw a threat. But Leora's mind raced. She recognized the energy pattern instantly. It was similar to one of the oldest alien artifacts known in galactic history. Something thought to be lost forever. "The Empire thinks they control everything," she said to her team. "But they've forgotten that some secrets were never theirs to claim." Her eyes glinted with determination. Leora began coordinating a covert plan. While the world's attention focused on the looming threat above, she prepared a small team to make contact with the scout. They would need to understand its technology, infiltrate it if necessary, and find the clue that could shift the balance of the war. The first mission was dangerous. Even a single mistake could alert the Empire and trigger immediate retaliation. Yet Leora's confidence never wavered. She had trained for this. She had waited for this. And now the moment had arrived. "Suit up," she instructed her team. "We leave at nightfall. Silence is our ally, and surprise is our weapon." As the sun dipped below the horizon, the desert became a shadowed landscape, perfect for stealth operations. Leora's team approached the alien scout, moving quickly, yet carefully. The ground trembled slightly, as the device's energy pulsed faster, sensing their presence. Inside the Scout, the air was thick with an unfamiliar energy. Metallic walls hummed softly. The aliens inside seemed almost dormant, yet alive, waiting for something or someone. Leora and her team communicated silently, using hand signals and brief whispers, avoiding any sound that could alert the aliens. Suddenly, one of the team members, a scientist named Rion, touched a control panel. Instantly, a holographic interface appeared, displaying information no human had ever seen before. Ships, fleets, and coordinates plans of the Empire's war strategy. Leora's eyes widened. This is more than I expected. Not only have they come for war, but they've left their plans exposed. The galaxy doesn't even know they are vulnerable here. And we do. Her mind raced. With this knowledge, Earth could gain a strategic advantage. With a few clever moves, they could turn the Empire's own power against them. But even as they celebrated quietly, a warning light flashed on the interface. Another fleet larger than the first was approaching Earth. They had detected the Scout's energy. Signature. Mara looked at Leora, fear in her eyes. They know we're here. What do we do? Leora's lips curved into a determined smile. We finish what we came for. Humanity doesn't run from fear. We use it. We turn it into strength. Let them come. We are ready. And as the alien fleet drew nearer, Earth's hidden edge, prepared in secret for generations, was finally revealed. Leora had waited for this moment her entire life. The galaxy's most powerful empire thought it was about to crush a small, blue planet. But they didn't know that Earth had already prepared, and that the diplomat leading them was far more dangerous than anyone could imagine. The desert night was silent, except for the soft hum of alien energy from the Scout. Leora Valen's team had secured the interface, extracting as much information as possible. But what caught Leora's attention wasn't the battle plans. They already hinted at the Empire's arrogance. It was something older, something hidden for centuries. This energy pattern, Leora murmured, her fingers tracing the holographic map. It's not just weaponry. It's pointing to something ancient, something powerful. Rian, the scientist, frowned. Powerful enough to defeat the Empire? Potentially, Leora replied. Or it could destroy us if we misuse it. The map led them to the outskirts of the solar system, near Jupiter. There, hidden in plain sight, was a massive object, an artifact of unknown origin. Its surface shimmered with strange energy, almost alive, and pulsed with light that seemed to communicate in a rhythm only Leora could understand. This is what I've been waiting for, she whispered, a mix of excitement and caution in her voice. The artifact contains knowledge the galaxy has forgotten. Knowledge that could change everything. Her team prepared for a stealth mission to investigate. The journey to the artifact was perilous. Imperial patrols scoured the outer planets, and even a small misstep could alert the Empire. Leora's team piloted a sleek, advanced ship, small enough to avoid detection yet fast enough to escape if discovered. As they approached the artifact, its energy grew stronger. Instruments went haywire, readings fluctuated wildly. Rian clutched his tablet, eyes wide. This is beyond any science we've ever known. It's almost like it's alive. Leora nodded. It is alive, in its own way, and it will respond to those who know how to communicate. The team docked carefully, stepping into the artifact. The interior was vast and impossible, with walls that shimmered like liquid metal. Holographic projections filled the space maps of galaxies, star systems, and fleets long forgotten. Ancient symbols floated in the air, glowing softly, waiting to be understood. Mara shivered. This is incredible and terrifying. Leora walked forward, her hand hovering over a console. It's more than incredible. This artifact contains a secret the Empire doesn't know we can access. They believe the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. Suddenly, the artifact's energy pulsed violently. The teen stumbled, but Leora remained steady. Images appeared before her eyes, a holographic projection of a fleet unlike any human ship. Sleek, fast, and deadly, these ships had technology lost to time, designed to fight the kind of war the Empire planned to wage. The hidden fleet, Leora whispered. This is humanity's hidden edge. These ships can outmaneuver any Empire vessel, and the knowledge to command them is inside this artifact. Rian's excitement turned to worry. But how do we control it? It's alien. We could trigger a disaster if we make a mistake. We won't make a mistake, Leora said firmly. The artifact responds to intelligence, strategy, and intent, and humanity has all three. Her team worked quickly, decoding the interface and learning the ancient commands. Every moment counted. The Empire's fleet was closing in, alerted by the scouts' earlier energy emissions. If they didn't finish soon, Earth itself could be at risk. Hours passed in tense silence. Finally, Leora placed her hands on the final console. The artifact pulsed once, then projected a star map, highlighting hidden locations throughout the galaxy. It was a network of fleets, safe zones, and strategic points long forgotten. This changes everything, Mara said, awe in her voice. We can fight them on our terms now? But Leora wasn't smiling yet. She knew the danger was far from over. The Empire won't wait, she said. They will come. And when they do, they won't expect what's hidden here. As they prepared to leave, an alarm flashed on their instruments. Imperial scouts were approaching faster than expected. Mara's eyes widened. They're coming for us. Leora's lips curved into a determined smile. Good. Let them come. They will see that Earth is not as weak as they believe. They will see that humanity has allies they never knew existed. The team raced back to their ship, the artifact's knowledge secured. Liara knew that this discovery would be the turning point in the war. With the hidden fleet and ancient strategies, Earth could face the Empire on equal footing, or even gain the upper hand. As they jumped into faster-than-light travel, Leora gazed at the stars, her mind already planning the next move. This is only the beginning, she thought. The galaxy is about to witness what humanity can truly do. Behind them, the artifact pulsed once more, as if acknowledging its new masters. And somewhere in the depths of space, the Empire's forces began to sense that the small blue planet they had underestimated might not be so powerless after all. The hidden fleet lay in wait, silent and powerful, beyond Jupiter's orbit. Leora. Valen watched the holographic display of the approaching Imperial fleet, her expression calm but focused. The Empire believed they held all the cards, but they had underestimated Earth, and they had underestimated her. Everyone ready? She asked. Her voice carried authority. Steady and unshakable, her team nodded. Each member had been trained for moments like this, but none had ever faced such stakes. This was no small skirmish. The Empire's fleet was massive, armed with weapons capable of destroying cities in minutes. Humanity's forces were tiny by comparison, but cunning, agility, and knowledge would be their greatest allies. Leora's plan was simple in concept, but precise in execution. The hidden fleet, combined with Earth's best ships, would strike the Empire's scouts and disrupt their communications. Confusion was their weapon. Surprise was their ally. As the first Imperial ship entered the asteroid belt near Jupiter, Leora gave the command. Engage stealth. Attack when ready. The hidden fleet moved like shadows, slipping past the Empire's sensors. Blue streaks of light darted between massive ships, invisible to most detection systems. Missiles fired from Earth's vessels struck with pinpoint accuracy, disabling the enemy without revealing the full strength of the hidden fleet. On the bridge of her command ship, Leora's eyes scanned the battlefield. Keep calm, she ordered. We are not here to fight blindly. We are here to win smartly. The Empire's ships fired back, massive energy beams tearing through asteroids, creating showers of debris. Explosions lit the darkness of space, but the hidden fleet maneuvered with uncanny precision, avoiding damage while striking key targets. "This is incredible," whispered Rian, unable to hide his amazement. "They can't see us coming." "They won't see us coming until it's too late," Leora replied, her tone almost smiling. She tapped her console, redirecting a hidden squad to intercept a squadron of enemy reinforcements. This is only the beginning. On Earth, millions watched as alerts flashed across screens worldwide. Most did not understand what was happening. All they saw were flashes in space and the briefest glimpses of the Empire's ships under attack. Fear still lingered, but hope began to spark. Humanity was not waiting for destruction. They were striking back. Amid the chaos, Leora received a transmission. The Empire's envoy, the towering silver-skinned alien, appeared on the hologram. Its voice was cold, mechanical, and threatening. "You cannot win. Surrender now, or Earth will burn." Leora tilted her head slightly. "You underestimate us," she replied, her voice calm but cutting. "You have no idea what humanity is capable of." The Empire's envoy froze, unprepared for such confidence. Liara knew that fear could be a weapon, and she used it well. The battle escalated. Imperial cruisers tried to form formations, but every move had been predicted. Leora's fleet exploited weaknesses they didn't even know they had. One by one, enemy ships were disabled, captured, or forced to retreat. "Commander," Mara called out, pointing to a massive Imperial ship approaching Earth's orbit. "They're moving faster than expected. They're rushing in without thinking," Leora said calmly. "And that's exactly what we want. Let them overextend. Let them make mistakes. We will be ready." With a swift command, the hidden fleet repositioned. A synchronized strike hit the enemy from all sides, targeting shields and weapon systems. Sparks of energy flared in space as beams collided, and the massive Imperial vessel began to falter. Inside the bridge, Leora's team watched, hearts pounding. Yet she remained composed. Every move had been calculated, every risk measured. Humanity was small, but brilliant, and that brilliance was turning the tide. The first strike ended as the Imperial scouts retreated. Their communication networks scrambled, and their plans disrupted. For the first time, Earth had not just survived, they had fought back effectively. Leora turned to her team. "This is only the start. The Empire will regroup. They will strike harder. But we've proven one thing. Earth is not helpless. Humanity can fight, and we can win." Rian smiled, exhausted but exhilarated. "I didn't think we had a chance, but we did it." "Don't celebrate yet," Leora said gently. "Victory is not final, and the war is far from over. We've bought ourselves time. And now we prepare for what comes next." As the stars glittered across space, Leora looked at the massive silhouette of the Imperial fleet retreating. A small smile tugged at her lips. The galaxy had underestimated Earth, and she intended to remind them. Repeatedly, somewhere deep in the Empire's command, the Emperor received word of the attack. His face was unreadable, but the tension in his generals told the story. Earth had struck first, and struck smart. The galaxy's most powerful civilization would soon realize that underestimating humanity was their greatest mistake. And for Leora Valen, the diplomat who had smiled when the world trembled, the first strike was a warning, a statement, and a promise. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same. The stars above, Jupiter's orbit shimmered as the hidden fleet activated fully. Leora Valen stood on the bridge of the command ship, her eyes scanning the newly revealed ships. Sleek, fast, and unlike anything the Empire had ever seen, They glimmered with energy drawn from the ancient artifact. These were not Earth's usual vessels. They were the long-lost guardians of the galaxy, now at humanity's command. "Look at them," whispered Mara, her voice full of awe. "I've never seen ships like this. How can we control them?" Leora smiled. "We don't just control them, we guide them. These ships respond to strategy, intelligence, and intent. And humanity has both in abundance." The team moved quickly, establishing coordination between the hidden fleet and Earth's visible forces. Communication channels hummed with alien energy signals, which Leora translated with ease. Every pilot, every vessel, and every tactical maneuver was synchronized, creating a force far larger than the sum of its parts. Meanwhile, the Empire had regrouped, sending reinforcements in massive waves toward Earth. Their ships moved with terrifying speed, their weapons capable of annihilating entire cities. But Leora was ready. She had already predicted their tactics and laid a trap that only her fleet could execute. "Deploy the hidden fleet to the outer rim," she commanded. "Let them engage first. Draw the enemy into the trap." Blue streaks of light erupted as the hidden fleet shot forward, invisible to most Imperial sensors. The Empire's forces, confident in their numbers, surged toward Earth, unaware of the ambush waiting for them. On Earth, civilians watched in disbelief as flashes of light streaked across the sky. Satellites captured images of explosions and beams, but no one understood the full scale of what was happening. Humanity had become a silent, invisible force striking where the enemy least expected. Inside the Empire's command ship, confusion reigned. "What is happening?" demanded one of the generals. "Our formations are breaking apart. We cannot track their ships." "They are hiding something," the Emperor muttered. "Find it. Destroy it." But the hidden fleet was already striking. Ships moved with uncanny precision, disabling weapons, crippling shields, and sowing chaos among the Empire's formations. Earth's limited fleet supported them, launching targeted attacks that took advantage of the enemy's confusion. "This is incredible," said Rian, gripping his console. "They can't even see us. We are unstoppable." Liara remained calm. "Unstoppable only if we remain precise. One mistake and everything could be lost. Stay focused." As the battle escalated, the Empire targeted Earth's cities, attempting to draw Leora out and force humanity into a corner. Energy beams cut across the atmosphere. Buildings trembled, and panic spread below. Liara's eyes narrowed. "They want fear. They want chaos. They will not get it." She issued commands to redirect the hidden fleet. Beams of energy intercepted incoming attacks, protecting key cities while the fleet continued to dismantle the Empire's forces in orbit. Humanity's ingenuity and courage were now visible in every action, small ships outmaneuvering massive vessels, precise strikes crippling powerful weapons, and coordination that no enemy could anticipate. Mara watched the display, her voice trembling with excitement. "We're doing it. We're actually doing it." "Not yet," Leora said firmly. "The Empire will adapt. They always do. We must stay one step ahead." Suddenly, a massive Imperial battleship broke through the outer defenses, heading directly toward Earth. Mara gasped. "It's huge. It will destroy everything in its path." Leora didn't flinch. "Then it's time to show them the full power of the hidden fleet." She tapped a sequence on her console, and the ancient artifact's energy surged, amplifying the fleet's weapons and speed. Ships shot forward like lightning, striking the battleship from all angles. Shields collapsed, energy weapons overloaded, and the massive vessel exploded in a brilliant flash that lit the darkness of space. Cheers erupted among Leora's team, but she remained composed. The Empire had lost a major ship, but the war was far from over. "We've shown them what Earth is capable of," she said. But this is only the beginning. They will retaliate, and next time, it will be worse. Her eyes drifted to Earth below, a small blue planet glowing peacefully in the night. For the first time in centuries, humanity had a true advantage. They had not only defended themselves, they had struck fear into the heart of the galaxy's most powerful empire. And yet, Leora knew that the coming battles would be even more dangerous. The Empire had secrets humanity had not yet discovered, and every victory brought new challenges. But for now, Earth had allies it had never imagined. The hidden fleet was real, and humanity had finally awakened. The stars shimmered, silent witnesses to a new chapter in galactic history. And at the center of it all, Leora Valen smiled, knowing that humanity's time had finally come, that the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The galaxy seemed calm from Earth's orbit, but the calm was deceptive. Leora Valen knew the Empire would not retreat for long. Every victory came at a cost, and every moment of peace was a chance for their enemies to regroup. On the command bridge of her ship, Leora studied reports streaming from the artifact and the hidden fleet. Something was off. The Empire's movements were precise, almost too precise. It was as if they were anticipating every strategy. "They've learned from our last attacks," Rian observed. "But how? They couldn't possibly know our plans in advance." Leora's eyes narrowed. "They're not just watching, they're controlling." Her team leaned in, confused. "Controlling? You mean?" "Telepathically," Mara asked, unease in her voice. "Exactly," Leora said. "The Empire has discovered a way to link the minds of their leaders with those of conquered worlds. They can sense fear, hesitation, and even tactical decisions before they happen. That's why their moves have been so perfect." A chill passed through the room. Even with the hidden fleet, humanity had never faced an enemy capable of seeing into their minds. But Leora remained calm. Fear was predictable, but intelligence was unpredictable, and that was her advantage. "We have one chance," Leora continued. "We must infiltrate the Empire's flagship. We need to sever the psychic link at its source. If we succeed, their advantage disappears, and their empire will crumble from within." The team prepared for the most dangerous mission yet. Stealth ships equipped with cloaking devices were loaded with supplies, weapons, and specialized tools to disrupt the Empire's psychic network. Leora herself would lead the mission. As their small fleet approached the massive Imperial flagship, every heartbeat was heavy with tension. The enemy's vessel was a fortress, bristling with weapons and guarded by elite soldiers. But Leora had studied its layout using the artifact's ancient maps. Every corridor, every control room, every hidden passage was known to her. They infiltrated the ship under the cover of darkness, slipping past patrols and automated defenses. Leora's team moved with precision, silent as shadows. Every step could mean life or death. Finally, they reached the central control chamber, the heart of the psychic network. Holographic nodes floated in the air, pulsing with eerie light. Energy hums filled the room as the Empire's psychic link stretched across dozens of conquered worlds, feeding the Emperor information and control. "This is it," Leora whispered. "Stay focused. One wrong move and we all die." Her fingers danced across the interface, disrupting nodes, rerouting energy, and creating feedback loops. Sparks flew, and alarms blared as the system resisted. The Empire's elite soldiers began to converge, sensing intrusion. "Hold them off," Leora commanded. Her team fought fiercely, using every skill at their disposal to protect her while she worked. Energy beams cracked against walls, and the room shook from blasts and explosions. Finally, with a decisive move, Leora triggered the artifact's countermeasure, a pulse of energy that spread through the psychic network, severing the connection between the Emperor and the conquered worlds. The Empire's advantage vanished instantly. On the bridge of the Emperor's command ship, alarms screamed. Generals shouted. Ships that had seemed unstoppable faltered, losing coordination as crews scrambled in confusion. Fear replaced confidence, and panic spread faster than the speed of light. Leora didn't hesitate. "Now," she shouted. The hidden fleet, waiting in orbit, struck with perfect timing. Massive beams disabled the flagship's weapons, while Earth's fleet followed up with precise attacks. The battle raged for hours, but the Empire's psychic advantage was gone. They were strong, but they were no longer invincible. Ships that had once dominated entire systems were now vulnerable. As the last Imperial cruiser retreated, Leora turned to her team. "We did it. But this is not the end. The Empire will strike back. And next time, they may have even darker plans. We must stay vigilant." Mara approached, exhausted but inspired. "You were incredible, Leora. I didn't think we could survive this." "We did more than survive," Leora said, her voice steady. "We showed them that Earth will never bow. We are clever, strong, and united. Humanity is awake, and the galaxy must take notice." For a moment, the room was silent, except for the hum of the remaining Empire vessels retreating into space. Then Leora's eyes met those of her team. "Prepare for the next move. The war has only just begun. But one thing is clear. Fear will never control us again." Below, on Earth, the people watched reports of the battle. Though most could not understand the details, a new sense of hope spread. Humanity had faced the impossible and fought back. They had shown courage, intelligence, and unity. And in the shadows of the galaxy, the Empire now knew that Earth was no longer a simple target. It was a force to be reckoned with. Leora gazed at the stars, her thoughts already on what came next. Somewhere in the depths of the Empire, plans were forming. And she would be ready. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy would never forget it. The galaxy had changed. The Empire's psychic network had been severed, and their fleet was in disarray. Leora Valen stood on the bridge of her command ship, watching the enemy retreat across the stars. The hidden fleet, fully operational, gleamed in orbit like a promise of power humanity had only just begun to realize. "Commander," Mara said, her voice trembling with excitement, "they're retreating. They can't regroup fast enough." Leora nodded, her expression calm but filled with determination. "They may be retreating, but we cannot underestimate them. The war is not over. They will strike again. But now, the galaxy has seen that Earth is awake, and they will think twice before attacking us again." On Earth, celebrations erupted as news of the Empire's retreat spread. People poured into streets, waving flags and cheering. Humanity had survived the impossible, not through brute strength, but through intelligence, unity, and courage. For the first time, humans felt the power of their potential, a force that could rival even the greatest civilizations in the galaxy. But Leora knew the victory was not just for Earth. It was for every planet that had ever been enslaved, every world overlooked by the so-called rulers of the galaxy. Humanity's triumph was a signal. Cleverness, strategy, and courage could overcome even overwhelming power. Her communication officer, Rion, reported incoming transmissions from several star systems. "They're reaching out," he said. "Allies. Civilizations who've been watching us. They want to join humanity's cause." Leora's lips curved into a small, proud smile. "This is the beginning of a new era. We've proven ourselves, and the galaxy is finally noticing. Earth is no longer alone." Even as celebrations continued, Leora convened her team. "The Empire may have retreated, but they are not defeated. We must continue to strengthen Earth's defenses, train new leaders, and maintain alliances. This victory is precious, and we must protect it." Mara glanced at her commander, awe and admiration in her eyes. Leora, you've done more than lead us. You've changed the course of history. I don't know if the galaxy realizes it yet. They will, Leora said. It will take time, but they will. Humanity has awakened, and now the stars belong to those who are willing to fight with their minds as well as their hands. Never forget that. As the hidden fleet returned to orbit around Earth, Leora allowed herself a brief moment of reflection. The battles had been fierce, the challenges impossible, but the courage and intelligence of humanity had prevailed. From the smallest engineers to the bravest pilots, from diplomats to scientists, every human had played a part in the victory, but the galaxy still held secrets. Leora's eyes turned to the artifact, now secured safely in Earth's command center. Its energy pulsed gently, almost as if acknowledging the triumph of its new masters. The artifact had shown humanity the hidden fleet, the ancient strategies, and the potential to challenge the Empire, and it hinted at even greater discoveries yet to come. On the bridge, Mara leaned closer. Do you think they'll come back? They might, Leora said, voice calm. But next time, we will be ready. Humanity will be stronger, smarter, united, and we will not be afraid. We have seen what we can do, and no one can take that away from us. Leora turned her gaze toward the stars. The galaxy is vast, she thought, and full of challenges. But it is also full of opportunities. For the first time in history, Earth will play a part in shaping what comes next. And humanity will not shy away from its destiny. The stars shone brilliantly, and for the first time, humans could feel their place among them. They had survived the mightiest empire in the galaxy, outsmarted its leaders, and emerged victorious. They had done what many believed impossible, proved that cleverness, courage, and unity could triumph over raw power dot, and in that moment, Leora smiled, the same quiet, confident smile that had guided her through every crisis. She knew the journey was far from over, but she also knew one undeniable truth. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy would never forget it. Prepare the fleet, she said softly to her team. The universe is waiting, and Earth is ready. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to a new era. Humanity had risen. The Empire had been humbled, and the galaxy would never again see the blue planet as weak or insignificant. For Leora Valen and the people of Earth, this was more than victory. It was a beginning,